welcome back to my YouTube video and welcome back to another new palette, first impression, review, demo, swatch video. I absolutely love getting new eyeshadow palettes. It's definitely like one of my top 3 favourite like makeup products to buy. I think it's just because you get so much variety. Anyway, I've not even told you what we're doing, but I mean you can see it in the title, can't you? Today, of course, I'm going to be reviewing, playing with the new Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. Now, the only other Naked palette I've ever had was Naked 3, and I didn't really like it that much. Like, I didn't think it was that great. Like, it was fine, it just wasn't that great. So, apart from that, the only other Urban Decay palettes that I like, sorry, I'm looking at myself because that actually does. The only other Urban Decay palettes I've got that I really love and recommend are the Moondust palette, which is phenomenal, real good, and also the Born to Run, which I got fairly recently. I've also done a video, I'll link it up here. Really like those two, but on the whole the rest of Urban Decay eyeshadows don't really appeal to me, but this palette definitely did. This is what the packaging looks like. I really like it. I'll show you in a close-up. And then of course this is what the inside looks like. Here, how many shades do you get? I don't even know. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shades of eyeshadow. This was £41. I think I got mine on Debenhams. It does come with a double-ended brush as well, which actually I could probably see myself. It's not really soft enough. It's pretty soft, but you know, most of the brushes you get for your palettes are pretty bad, but this actually seems like a fairly good one for being a free brush. So what we're going to do is do some close-ups of the palette, and then I'm going to do swatches as usual down my arm. Anyway, let's jump into swatches. So I'm going to swatch down this part of my arm. Let me zoom out. A pinch, and we'll just get going. So the first shade in the palette is called Hotspot. Another one of these shades that won't really show up on my skin. Wow, that actually shows up on my skin pretty well. So that is Hot Shot, just a kind of skin for pale people coloured base. Then we've got another pale shade called Caution, which honestly looks like a contour shade. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That is Caution. That's a really nice transition shade. That first shade is really impressing me with how pigmented it is. The next shade is called Bang Bang. I used this quite a lot in today's look. It's just a really kind of nice peachy pink, almost salmony metallic. I want to go over it again. I am kind of trying to make these swatches look good, but only so you can like see the colour, because I already know the payoff is good. Then we've got the shade Feels, which is a really nice mauvey pink transition shade. Really like that. And then one of my favourite shades in the palette, which is called Juicy, which is a really kind of peachy pink transition. I love that shade so much. Then we've got another metallic called Turn On. And then we have Ambition. Ooh, that's actually quite a lot prettier swatch than I thought it would be. Another favourite shade for me is Bing, which is just the most beautiful purpley pink matte shade. Then we have Devilish. I'm pretty sure they have a lipstick in this launch in that same shade. I'm so good at swatching. Let's swatch the next shade over here. This is the shade Young Love, which is another of my favourites. Oh, so pretty. Then we've got Drunk Dial. I do think when you dip in with your finger and try and like do swatches, oh my goodness. These are so much nicer on the skin than they look in the pan. Like, to me that just looked like a kind of dull brown metallic, but that's super purple. Ooh! And then the last shade is the shade Privacy, which is the deepest matte in the palette. Doesn't swatch the best, but on the eye it does perform really well. So now, as usual, we are going to jump into me actually putting it on my eye. I also have a practice eye and then the eye that I filmed, so we're going to be doing this side. Not my greatest work, not my greatest achievement, but as I mentioned later on, I have been up since like 4:30 this morning and done a full day of work in a hotel, which is stressful. So yeah, it was never going to be like miracles today, but since I got it today, I had to play with it. So yeah, what we will do now is jump into putting on my eye, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on what I think and whether I think it's worth it or if you should go out and buy it. We're going in with the shade Privacy first, and because I'm doing a halo eye, I'm going to tuck that in my crease from outer corner all the way to inner corner. Be helpful if I had a good mirror. My concern is that this shade wouldn't be dark enough when I was playing around on my other eye, but it is really dark and it's actually pretty buildable, so you can like kind of make it darker just by adding another layer. And I will say what's really impressed me almost the most is that this palette has like no fallout whatsoever. So next up I'm grabbing the shade Devilish. This is lighter obviously, and I'm going to start blending out that first one. What was it called? Privacy? Privacy? Privacy. I'm going to go with a big fluffy brush and the shade Bing, I think it's called. I'm basically trying to use as many colours as possible. I'm just going to diffuse those first two out even more. That's why I like doing spotlight eyes to test palettes, because you need to use so many colours, or I at least like to use so many colours. So I feel like I always get a really good idea of more shades in the palette. Then just in that same brush, I'm taking this kind of peachy shade called Juicy and diffusing it more. I absolutely love this shade Juicy. It's so nice. I would like this as an eyeshadow single, because I can tell this is the kind of colour I would hit pan on. I'm really going to diffuse that quite high up, because I am going fairly dramatic today. Just in that same brush again, I'm picking up Feels right beside it, because this will help blend those purples into Juicy. And I'm just gonna pop that on my eyeball as well. Just while we're here, I'm going to grab that first shade Privacy. Just pack it on my outer corner. Look at that pigment. And then I'm just going to make sure it's blended. Right, we can come back to that, but I just want to cut my crease now. I'm actually going to cut my crease from inner corner to outer corner. I'll just speed it up because I've done a proper in-depth how to do it, so I'll probably just speed through this quite quickly. I'm going to dip into this shade here called Bang Bang, which is the lightest metallic. And I'm just using the stickiness of the concealer base to really bring out the colour. It's really pretty actually. It's quite it's like a peachy pink metallic with like micro gold shimmer in it. I do really like it, but I've definitely tried shimmers in the past that are way more like popping, you know. I'm going my finger a bit. Then I'm going to go with the shade Ambitious and then follow it up with the shade Young Love. So I'm going to kind of blend into that first metallic with Ambitious, which is deeper, quite a lot deeper actually. Just patting that on either side. A lot of the blending comes at the end. Right now I'm just kind of packing on these shades. Then, like I said, the shade Young Love, which I can just imagine doing like a really kind of bold purple smoky eye with this shade all over the lid. Oh, you see it better if I do it on this side. It's just a really pretty pinky purple metallic. Packing all over, getting our coverage on. Then I'm taking the shade Drunk Dial, which is another deeper one, and then I'm going to go with my pencil brush and that first shade Privacy. So this is the deepest metallic out and inner corner, and then I'll deepen it up with the matte shade, but this is just to kind of fill it in at the moment. And then I'm just going to go back and forth, kind of add more of the center shade, blend that in, and then, you know, blend out the outer corners and things. But I don't think I need to show you the whole thing. I've done so many spotlight eyes on my channel. So I'm just going to spend a tiny bit of time blending, and then we'll move on to the next step. But I mean, I do really like this palette so far. To add a bit more glam, I'm going in with my Heavy Metal liner in Grind, just for a wee touch of sparkle, you know. This doesn't deposit a lot of colour or glitter, it's just quite subtle, and I like it. And now I'm just going to throw on a thick black wing, just like I have here, but not a wing, sorry, just liner. I'm going to stop it at the end of my eye. And a lash. The lashes I'm using are these Arwa lashes, style Zoya, which look like this, and then we will be back. So for my under eyes, I'm just going in with the shade Privacy again, and then a bit of Bing, and then kind of blending it out with a bit of Juicy. I then go over the top with Young Love, which I've wet, and then on my inner waterline, I am bougie AF. I've used the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in the shade, I can't find it, Glitz Blitz. I didn't buy it, I got sent it today, and it goes so well with this look, but I mean, Marc Jacobs is just so ridiculously expensive. So this, of course, is my finished look using the Urban Decay Cherry palette. What do you think? I really like how this look came out. I really do. I'm just looking objectively at it. It's not my finest work, but then I have been up since 4:30 this morning and working all day. But I do really like how this look came out. Oh, if you're wondering what's on my lips, it's Colourpop Rouge, R-O-O-C-H, Rouge, I don't know. Yeah, I really like this palette, definitely for sure. Is it unique? Not really. There's a couple of unique shades in here, like that shade Juicy and Young Love, and I really like Bing. Oh. And then actually, I really like the Flesh one as well, called Hotspot. So there's some really beautiful, fairly unique shades in here, but on the whole, it's not like, yeah, it's not very unique. I mean, the packaging is beautiful. I really like the packaging. I'm very happy to have it in my collection. But I think if you've got a few palettes like maybe Modern Renaissance or Huda Beauty Rose Gold, or Even the new Ginger Red palette by Too Faced has quite a few of these shades in it, so I feel like it's not yet thoroughly unique, but I really like it and I'm glad to have it in my collection, definitely. So let's have a little debrief on what I really think. So the shadows are good quality, they're pigmented, they're impressive, they're very pretty. There's some shades in here that I think are, like I said, just very, very unique. I didn't even like swatch Drunk Dial until I did my intro a minute ago. And it's so much more beautiful like on the skin than it is in the pan. Like imagine just these 3 shades. Let me bring in a slightly lighter one. Imagine those 4 shades. That would be the most perfect, beautiful, purpley pink smoky eye, honestly. Some of these shades I could totally do without. Like I'm not really interested in the shade Turn On. Ambitious doesn't really like scream at me. And I don't love Caution and Hotspot, only because I feel like I've got those in a million other palettes. But the quality is very good, they're pigmented, they blend. It's Urban Decay, you kind of know it's good quality. You know what I mean? Like you know it is. Is it worth £41? Yes, if you love collecting naked palettes, if you love Urban Decay, or if you don't have many other palettes in this kind of family. I personally do, but then I'm a huge makeup collector and also I love buying makeup to review on my channel, so it's kind of different for me. But I think if I was just a kind of normal makeup buyer, like an average makeup buyer, then yeah, if you don't have multiples of these shades in your collection, yes. I'm finding it really difficult to round up my thoughts. I think it's because I'm feeling such a lot of self-doubt about a bunch of comments I got from this one person saying, oh, you like everything, it's like you're paid to give your opinion, is there anything you don't like? You're obviously trying to suck up the arse of the brand, and it's really like affected my, like, what's it called, not my confidence, but just like, well yeah, I guess my confidence in what I'm saying to you, because I would recommend this palette. I do think it's really good, but I'm so scared that people now think that I'm just like, I like everything, which I don't think is true, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let me know what you think of this look, let me know what you think of the palette. Are you gonna buy it? Are you tempted? Yeah, let me know what you think of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Bye.